Hello and welcome again. This is a meeting, folks, where I'm chatting with some musicians we are friends with, some others that we actually haven't met yet, as is the case of today. Today I'm not at home. I'm in a very nice location. This is Lofoten Island in Norway. So I've been on a little trip. So now I'm in this place, and it's a very nice location for this chat we are going to have with Damna from Elvenking, who is going to join. Let me see. Let's wait for him. Hello.
Hi Emilio. Hi man.
Ciao, ¿cómo estás?
Bene, grazie. What about you?
All good here. I was showing the people that I'm not at home. I'm in Norway, Lofoten Island. Wow. Yeah, very nice location.
Cool.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, I was the other day I was thinking, when I came with this idea, I was thinking about my friends that we know from other bands we've been playing with, but it's a funny case because we haven't met ever, and we didn't have the opportunity to share stage together.
True.
Yeah, even I know the band, I think Elvenkin from the beginning, and we have even we haven't met, I think we have a lot of uncommon. I think there's 2 points that we have a very marked in common. That is, we have covered Skyclad on our albums.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this one, but we both have been the backing band for Martin Walker.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have Skyclad and Martin in common.
Yes, that's true. And also, well, I was telling to people again, we started this last week with Jonne from Korpiklani, and it's not like a serious interview or anything like that. It's just a spontaneous chat to see how the bands are doing, like in this very complicated year that we are having. So what you are up to, you've been doing, how you are coping with all this shit we are having right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as you said, this is a damned year for everyone, and of course, we're talking about music, so one of the sectors that is more, like a victim of this in a way, yeah. Because of course, there have been no live concerts, no shows, no festivals. Everything has been cancelled. All tours have been cancelled. We know this, so. We have all been victims of this, and actually we are trying to do what we can we canceled our European tour for December, as you've seen, yeah, and we will make in all 4 shows here in Italy, all open air, with all the restrictions, of course, due to the pandemic. We've already made 2, now 2 to go, and yeah, this is what we can do. I mean, there is nothing much. But you are traveling, by the way. You know, in the face of the pandemic, you're going to Norway?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I live in Finland, so it's just a road trip here.
Okay.
I mean, it's a long trip, but still, I didn't fly or anything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there was a very small control on the border. Not in Finland to Sweden, there wasn't any control, but entering Norway, there was just a couple of questions, but not much.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good that you at least you can play some shows. I saw the other last week you've been playing with also we have friends from Atlas Spain and Furor Gallico.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least the problem with us is that we are all living in different countries.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's our complication. That we have the new album. It should be already released, and it's still not even full recorded. So because we couldn't record the vocals yet, because our singer lives in Spain, and he was going to come here to the studio in Finland to do it. Well, not here, but in Finland. And still, it was too much. Now, apparently, in November we sort it out, but not even know if the flight is still. I get an email today that the flight might be canceled, so you can plan whatever. And yeah, same case than you. We have a lot of actually. We were talking about playing together. We should have played together by now in that big gun festival in Russia.
In Russia, all right.
Yeah.
It has been rescheduled for 2021,
hopefully.
right?
Hopefully, that will be the one.
We will finally meet there in Russia.
Hopefully, yeah. Actually, it was the same day. We were playing on the same day.
Okay, so we will finally meet. All right, that's cool.
yeah, man. Looking forward to that.
Cool.
So you say that I saw today you have another festival in October.
Yes, yeah, we have a couple of festivals here in October. One in Bologna and another one here where we live. Yeah, that's all we can do. I mean, and we will see, because now there are more cases here of COVID in Italy. Things are getting worse a little bit, so I don't know if still everything will be safe. It's going to be in a couple of weeks, so I think that they will, we will do it, but we will see.
Well, but you can see, for example, that at the beginning, Italy was one of the countries that got worse with that.
Yeah.
And now, at least with all the restrictions and everything, but you can still be playing. There's places like UK that not even talking about playing, but just the normal bars they were open and now they're closing again.
Yeah, I know. In fact, I don't know. I'm living day by day, because as you see, all over the world, it's totally chaos, and we really don't have the, we are not sure that everything will go, as we hope to. So we'll see.
Even, for example, some of the shows that we have for this year, we've been rescheduled some of them for the sooner is April, and we don't know how it's going to be, but still you need to remark the dates, because imagine the situation that you get there and it's possible to play and you have to say, oh, I should have rescheduled. But maybe it's sad that thinking that maybe you are working for nothing, because
exactly.
It's the second time that it's been rescheduled now. And
we don't have the certainty that spring of next year everything will be okay. I'm afraid it won't, actually. So I'm seeing a lot of bands that are rescheduling their tours for spring 2021 or
even
festivals.
2022 I've seen now.
Yeah, exactly. Probably reality will be that one, 2022 probably. I don't know. I mean, spring 2021.
I've seen, like, for example, many festivals, they are very confident announcing. I know they have to do it but for example, the other day, the main promoter of Hellfest, he was saying that we are waiting until January to see what's the situation, because in January we need to start with all the preparations for the festival. Even they have a lineup announced already.
Yeah.
But and say if in January the situation is still uncertain, we are going to cancel again. Yeah, because we can work 6 months for nothing again.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's no real certainty, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and I bet that it's gonna be so much more frustrating for situations like big festivals and bands that are relying on this for their living.
Yeah. Because, absolutely. It's a big economic impact for everyone.
Yeah, because fortunately, in a way, at least Elvenking is in a situation where this is not our main occupation. So in a way or another, even if we add some plans, we can cope with the situation because we have our own jobs, and this is gonna keep it safe in a way, financially at least. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking to a lot of guys, also our crew, the guys that are helping us on the live shows. It's their job, and it's like they've lost their job. I mean, it's
absolutely
totally crazy. And they have to reinvent themselves, other jobs and other things to do. But it's totally crazy. It's fucked up.
even you have mentioned that even it's not your main occupation or main job. Also for us, still, of course, we do it because we love it. But this is still like a good, like I don't know how to call it, but like a complementary incoming. You know what I mean?
Sure, it is. It is. I know.
So still, it's like, even if for many people it's not their main job, they have like had like this big impact on their economy.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about these people that we are talking about, promoters and everything, and festivals, because I don't want to imagine how much they have lost.
Yeah, I mean, that was what was I meaning. I mean, it's going to be really, really, really awful for them.
Yeah, but let's talk some positive stuff. Talk about you have a new album, actually.
Well, it was released a year ago.
Yeah, well, late, a recent album. That's what I mean.
Exactly. It was released 1 year ago, and we fortunately had the chance to make the first tour in support of the album. That was in January with Brothers of Metal. And that was great for us because we had the chance to tour a little bit, even if then there was lockdown and everything. And so I would say that in a way we supported the album, not as we were planning, of course, but yeah. And I think that right now, when we will finish these festivals that we're doing here in Italy, we will start writing new songs. And because the latest album is the first chapter of a concept, full concept, divided in 3 parts, 3 albums. That was the first part, and now we can't wait to continue the story and go on with that, and probably we'll keep on writing songs as long as we are forced to, as long as the situation continues like that.
There's not much to do except like log yourself and writing songs.
yeah. I mean, in a first phase of this thing, it was even hard to write songs. I don't know if that was the same for you. I mean, during the lockdown, for example, I saw a lot of musicians, fellow musicians, bands that were very creative and very productive, making videos and writing songs and making covers and so on. But to tell you the truth, I wasn't in the mood at all. I tried to.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I don't know, something was wrong, and of course it was. But it I don't know. It wasn't that easy to sit down and write music.
We have done like a couple of those videos that everybody feels at home, and then we put it together.
Yeah.
But it was just 2 or 3 we did. The thing is that it was a shame because we still have the new album. We started recording in January. Everything was done apart from the vocals, and we still are on that. We start some premixes because at least as far as we can go without the vocals, we will do it. But we still need to wait for that. And it's funny because, for example, we have one song that it was going to be the 10th anniversary.
Okay.
This is our most popular song. It was going to be the 10th anniversary on this year, so we make like a remake of the song 10th anniversary. And probably it's gonna be 11th anniversary of the song. When it's released.
Exactly. A fake 10th anniversary.
Yeah, or I don't know. Whatever it will be the year, we will put the number of the anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. 12th, 13th. Yeah, I bet that it was frustrating also for you having an album in the works and having to stop and
Still, we were able to tour a little bit, as you say. We did in February, just right on the edge when all this started. We've been in UK, and actually the first week of March we've been in Japan. It was like we didn't know if we were traveling or not, and when we came next week, it was when everything went like shit. So it was like just there.
Yeah. You were lucky to, not be locked in Japan.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Japan is great, but maybe it wasn't the perfect vacation.
Yeah. So, and you are able, for example, to rehearse together. You live nearby.
Well, yeah. I think I mean, when the lockdown was over, we felt the need to rehearse, to do something, and as soon as we could, we entered the rehearsal room in a studio that they opened here. These guys, they opened the studio right in the middle of a lockdown, so they were totally unlucky as well. And but fortunately, yeah, we started to rehearse there a little bit, and we recorded like a live show in the studio, both audio and video. So we will soon unveil some info on that. We will probably release it instead of the tour we were supposed to do in November. At first we wanted to release it right now, immediately in September, October. But now we are, since we had to cancel the tour, we will probably release that show, that kind of private show in the studio in November or December. I mean, it's nothing too elaborated. It's just some cameras there. We play in
something like a live rehearsal or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But still, we wanted to do something, and we wanted to do something also for our fans. And it's gonna be a special set list, and so
we were totally okay to do something like that. But the thing is that we are not able. For example, we are 5 in the band. Me and drummer. We live in Finland. Singer in Spain, also bass player in Spain, and our bagpiper is from France. So
perfect.
Impossible to get all together to do something like that,
No, that's hard. Yeah.
So people always wonder, like, how you even rehearse and things like that. It's like, what we do is everybody practice at home. We meet 3 or 4 days before the tours, and we make a couple of rehearsals and go. That's how it works, and it's been working like that for years now. So,
well, if it works out, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult anyway, right?
Yeah, the only difficult thing is that we always have to find rehearsal places in different cities, because we are normally rehearsal in the first city we are going to start playing.
Oh, sure.
So that's the most complicated thing.
I bet. But yeah.
Sometimes we ask the bands. We've been rehearsing in Germany in the guys of Sweet Accra.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. They say you can use the room, no problem. So yeah, sometimes we help each other. Like, that's how it works here.
Yeah, of course. That's great. Yeah. But maybe you could do something like on the internet, or not? Would you consider that, to split the video and
we have thought about that. Yeah. We have done a couple of clips like that, but obviously making a full show is different.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We will consider it if this takes too long, maybe.
Yeah, probably. When you'll finish it, the COVID will be over, and
I was checking the other day, for example. There's been people talking about what happened 100 years ago with that Spanish flu, and people were comparing and everything. And that time numbers of death was like much more than now. Numbers of infection much more than now, and you can imagine like how was the medical technology at the time and how it's now.
Yeah.
And at that time, it lasted 2 years very badly, and then 2 years when things were recovered. So it was 4 years in total. So if you think like at that point, 100 years ago, it was 4 years, you will think that now it can take more than that, or at least hopefully much less than that,
We really hope so. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary indeed.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it gets out of control, it's you have to do something, lockdowns and all, and this thing is killing us in many different ways. So
to be honest, I'm not scared of the disease itself. Maybe it's like, because in Finland it was never, since the beginning, it was never too strict. For example, it was never mandatory to wear a mask. There was never a lockdown, a proper lockdown. You were free to go. Everything. I mean, at the beginning, of course, like restaurants and that were all closed.
Yeah.
But it was never very, very strict like that. So maybe I don't know if it's because of that or not, but
Probably.
of course I wash my hands, I do everything, but there's people that they are panicking, and I don't think
Yeah.
that's also good. You just need to be careful. That's what I think.
I mean, the main thing is to be careful and to respect others. If in a country there's the rule to wear the mask, for example, since today, a new rule in Italy is to wear. It is mandatory to wear masks also outside, because the numbers are raising again.
Yeah.
And there is people complaining and there is people hating this, but hell, I mean, these are the things that we can do in order to at least not spread this thing any further than this. And so we just try to behave as we have to, and then we'll see. I mean, it's really strange. I mean, never thought
You
that
never expect never expected to have something like that in your life. It was like out of nowhere, and
yeah, totally. Especially as you said, 100 years ago, the medical situation and the technology was so behind what it is right now. That is, we never thought it.
And they didn't have any vaccine or anything. It was just a natural thing. You know that it is what will happen now eventually, that people just get the immunity, and your body develops all the necessary thing to combat it, and that's how it works. Even right now, people like experts, they are saying that the virus is even the numbers might be increasing, the number of infected, but no, if you consider the death rate is not very, very high comparing with infection. So that means that people get sick, but at the same time they recover. Because the body is like getting used to that. The human system gets used to that.
In a way, there will be a balance between all the ones that are getting well from it and the ones that are having the vaccine. I mean, that's going to be as soon as they come up with a vaccine.
Yeah, that was funny because this might be like the most medical music conversation.
Yeah.
We are supposed to talk about our Celtic influences and everything.
Let's forget about this damn virus.
Yeah. So how did they start the idea of getting like a Celtic influence folk metal band? Like because that's a question that we always have. So now I'm going to also ask it to somebody.
They always do it to us as well. But it's cool to talk with someone that has a similar band in a way. So it's
well,
great.
the people normally is like, the band is originally from Argentina, and people say, the Celtic Argentina, what?
Exactly. From Italy, it's pretty much the same.
Wow.
But to tell you the truth, we started as a power metal band. Our influences back in it was 1997 when the band was formed were like Gamma Ray, Blind Guardian, Halloween, and all the classics, of course. And we've always had this attitude, this likeness of epic stuff, epic things, and Blind Guardian, I think, was the perfect band to ignite that fire. But then we discovered Skyclad, and went probably you have as well, and we were totally fascinated by this thing, that it was the first band those years, the first band that really tried this mixture between at the time the first album, thrash metal and violins and folk music. And it was so fascinating and so near the idea that we had of melodic yet epic yet like fantasy oriented metal, that we were definitely captured by it, and we tried to add the violin to our music, and since then we've never changed that thing in our band. Also, we for example, I myself, I am half Italian and half English. My mother comes from England, So I've always had influences from England, and also the folkloristic music from over there, and also the other guys from the band. I've always been fascinated by the culture and folklore of the northern countries, and also there's another thing that we live in near the mountains. We are in the northern part of Italy. We are near Venice, but we are more in the north towards Austria, exactly. And the attitude has always been that of a northern country, and all those influences came together and created what we've done. Yeah,
it's funny. Except for the mountains and for the English mother, the answer it could have been the same than for me.
That's great. And when was your band? When was your band born?
Well, I was listening when you say like power metal and that. The things that we have I don't know how to explain, because it was like the same band, but it wasn't. There was some members in common. Okay. It was a different name, and we were playing like power metal, Running Wild, Grave Digger, things like that.
Cool.
And then I knew Skyclad from before, like middle of the 90s, with the album Jonas Ark, that is still my favorite.
Wow.
Then it was like, no, I want to do something like this, but somehow instead of the fiddle, I had a thing with the Scottish bagpipe, and I don't know, I always liked it, and people, that's another thing that always had on interviews, like what bagpipes and everything coming from Argentina. Thing is that not many people know that Argentina is the country that doesn't speak English with more British on it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're not speaking English country with more British immigrants on it. For example, the first football teams in Argentina were English and Scottish, Irish and everything. We also have a lot of German immigration. Of course, Italian and Spanish is the main one. My ancestors are from Spain also. And actually, my ancestors are from Galicia, which was a Celtic region. Like still it is like a very marked one. So I don't know, maybe it's like what you say, like a combination of all these factors, and musical taste, like the willing to experiment with something new, many things. So that's how we started, and then eventually the band started to come to Europe very often. We ended up being based in Europe now,
totally.
like for the last 5 years. So.
But when did you start as Skiltron?
Well, the first demo is from 2003 or 4. I don't remember. 3 or 4. Okay. The first album was 2006. It was recorded in 2005. But in our first demo in 2003 or 4, we had 3 songs, and those 3 songs were writing between 97 and 98.
Wow. Okay, so the same years we were born. So
So, but of course, it took. Imagine it wasn't very, very easy to start the band, find the right member, find somebody to play in the first album. We had also flute and violin fiddle.
Okay.
So it took a little bit of time, as you can see, but
sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now, we are here like, I don't know, 15 years later, some more.
Yeah. Time has passed pretty fast. Yeah.
So, I don't know, if there's anything else you want to add, say to people, a positive message?
Yeah, it's difficult to find a positive message, but...
but we have to.
But as you said, let's talk about your experience with Martin. What did you do with him?
Yeah, first time we met, it was I had never had the opportunity to see the original lineup with the Sky, or not the original, but with Martin.
Mm-hmm.
So he was coming to Brazil to play with a band that we are also friends called Tuata de Danan.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I didn't know them. I knew the band and everything. And I said, it was 2008. I said, okay, I was living in Argentina, and I said, okay, I go to Brazil, that's it. He was going to play 3 or 4 shows. And I contacted this guy, Bruno, from Damna. We are now very good friends. And say, oh, I know that Martin is there. You know, I've been a fan for so many years. And the guy, like, that's what I'm talking about, you know, when we help each other and it's like a big brotherhood. And the guy say, like, yeah, man, he's staying at my place. You're welcome too.
Yeah.
You know, just like that. So I went to this place that it was like from Sao Paulo. I took a bus like 6 hours to the north.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it was a place called Varginha.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's a small city, but it's very famous because they have like the Latin America Roswell case. You know, apparently they had a UFO
really?
there, and
UFOs. Okay, great.
yeah. So it was a big case, and they have like the symbol of the city is a big UFO that they have in the center.
Oh, really?
Anyway,
Cool.
So
place.
I went there. We met. It was awesome. They invited me to play one song. It was perfect. All good, very nice. So I told Martin, say, okay, the same thing you are doing here, you have to come to Argentina. I said, yeah, just arrange it, and I go, no problem. Yeah. So next year, following year, 2009, he came to Argentina. We play as a backing band for him. We also play a special small show for fans in our studio. Yeah, and it was like yeah, he stayed like for a week or 10 days. Then very nice. Then it was, I don't remember, 2000. What year it was? 2012. I play with him, with the drummer of Skiltron and some other musicians from Britain. He did a show called Martin Walking Viking Funeral, that it was supposed to be his last show forever, but it's Viking been like his last show forever now many times.
Yeah, exactly.
And we play another set there, and yeah, that was our experience with him. Cool. Yeah, of course, it's like you know, when you met these people, and also we are extremely good friends with Skyclad. You know, I don't know if you know the guys from Skyclad, but Bill, Steve, they are awesome people. We actually this year we play with them and Corpi Clan in Japan.
Cool.
And also when we play in our tour in Newcastle, they came to see the show. So it's yeah, they are extremely cool guys.
Yeah, no,
and it's so fun. It's so fun because, you know, people, when you're a teenager and you have the posters and everything, and then you are in a pub drinking with them.
Yeah, exactly. I know the feeling because through the years, then we became friends as well with Skyclad. They're great guys, and it's always cool to meet them when we play at some festivals here and there. It's great. They're cool guys, and you know, with Martin, we met him. I remember that we met him at a Wacken open air. It was 2001 because our first.
He was with Sabat.
Sorry, no. I think he was there, not playing, because it was just just attending the festival. And I remember we were there, all the band, because we had this big meeting with our record company, AFM Records, you know, and we decided to meet at Wacken that year, and our first album was being released that year. And we just saw this guy in the VIP area where all the bands were, and we were saying, man, I think that's Martin Walker, isn't he?
Hard to spot them.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course we went there, and you know, we're big fans and so on, blah blah, you know, as we all do when we're super fans, you know, and that's where it all started. And he came to Italy. I think it was the same year or the year later. We made a show where he was just a guest, and we made, I think, a couple of songs, 2 or 3 songs by Skyclad, and we played them together. Then we made a show at how is it called? The big festival in the UK. Help me. Bloodstock, exactly.
Yeah, we have been there. Yeah.
It was 2002, I think, and I wasn't there actually, but the guys made the whole show, the whole set with Martin. And then years later, yeah, we made another couple of shows, one in Russia and one in.
Yeah, I knew about Russia. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was great. I mean, we made half a show, half Elvenking and half with Martin.
Yeah, that's what we did in Argentina also.
Yeah, that's good. And it was so awesome to play those songs. I mean, songs from Burnt Offering from the Bone Idol or Jonas Ark.
So you were singing along with him.
Yeah, we played some parts together. It was great. It was great. Yeah, or I picked up the acoustic guitar and he sang.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. And then we were supposed to do a small tour in the UK, but unfortunately it didn't happen. There were some logistic and different issues. Unfortunately, made it end badly between us and Martin. And I really didn't want this to happen because he's still one of my heroes, my favorite artists in music. But sometimes the business is bad, and it creates barriers between good people in the end. But yeah, it was great, really great to have this opportunity with a great musician like he is.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I think we have more or less the same experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, you know what? I forgot something. That also our first label ever was from Italy. It was it's called Underground Symphony. I don't know if it's still going on.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still on.
I think it is. I've seen that it's releasing something here and there. Yeah. Yes, back in the in the end of the 90s, early 2000, it was pretty active here in Italy underground.
Yeah, we when we made the first demo, we been sending like labels and that, and they answered like, yeah, we are interested in release the album. Oh, that's good. Imagine our first album ever released in Europe. It was like,
yeah, cool.
Unfortunately, they didn't do like a very good job after that. Not good distribution or anything, but still, it was an experience.
Yeah, I think that probably it didn't have surely it didn't have the same power as bigger record companies, but I think they were passionate about the releases they were doing, and that was the power metal explosion. There were so many different labels, and all the metal scene was pretty much focused on power metal or melodic bands in general. But then, it just all, as usual, music is metal music is, they're all cycles where a genre explodes and then just floats down, and only a couple of 5 or 6 bands, big bands, like for example, this is the thing we could talk about it. Like for example, the folk metal the folk metal scene that has had a big explosion. I think in the middle of the 2000s, like 2005.
Yeah, there was like many, but like for example, when people say like, "Oh, you're in the folk metal band," yeah, of course we are okay with that because we play metal and we have folk influence. So, okay, folk metal, but if you consider it, I ask you, like for example, is Fintroll folk metal? Yes, it is. Is Elvenking folk metal, and is I don't know, Korpiklani folk metal, and they are very different between them.
Exactly.
For example, most of the bands they use nowadays, there's a lot of bands with accordion or just keyboard. They don't have like a real folk elements. Or the difference. What we do is like we have Scottish bagpipes, and I don't know any other band like that. I'm not saying like, oh, we are unique, but there's the difference that you can tell between the bands. And in folk metal, in the folk metal scene, there's no also very often that you have seen guitar solos.
Okay.
There's bands that they're just like, but I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. It's just the characteristic of the genre. That's it. Yeah. And but for example, in our case, what we do is a heavy metal band with the addition of the bagpipe.
Yeah, I know.
We use the bagpipe. Yeah. We use the bagpipe. We have a lot of Scottish melodies and everything, or like not traditional, but melodies that sounds like traditional. Yeah. But also we have guitar riff played on bagpipes. You know what I mean?
Sure. But yeah, and I mean, this is something that we experienced since the beginning. You know, it has been always very difficult for Elvenking to be labeled because we have always had so many different influences from, you know, all different manifestations of metal, being it folk or
you
by the
have a
way,
lot of
in the first years.
symphonic elements also.
Yeah, I mean, in the very first years that we started the band, there wasn't a real folk metal scene. There were Skyclad and a couple of Viking bands from Scandinavia, but basically there was no scene. And I think that then, like for example, a good example is Korpiklani as a band. Like if we want to define folk metal, you know, too cool. I think that a lot of bands then try to emulate, try to be as Korpiklan, or pretty much, you know, like NC or Finch. But in the end, you know, as you said, for example, Fintroll is folk metal band, but basically it is a black metal band with keyboards that have, you know, like sometimes folky influences and so on. So yeah. It's
they have a lot
difficult
of,
to define.
you know, there's many songs that they sound like a very fast ska, you know.
Yeah, exactly. For example, I was listening to the latest album, the new one, and I was just seeing and listening that it's basically a black metal band that sometimes goes, you know, a bit like you said, a bit ska, a bit folk, and so on. But basically, it is a black metal band.
Yeah. You know, there's other cases. For one band that I really like is Tuir, you know, from Faroe Islands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they don't have. They are just 4-piece band, 2 guitar, bass, and drums. They don't have even keyboard.
Exactly.
But they have like a lot of melodies that they are from their own folk music.
Yeah, exactly. True.
So it's they don't have nothing, just I mean no folk elements, no instruments or anything, but you still will consider folk metal or not? That's you know,
that's a good question. That's a good question. And yeah, the same goes for us. I mean, we have the violin, but sometimes it's just not what you would define folk metal. But yeah, it's a way. I mean, in a way or another, you have to label things, especially in music, and especially in metal. You know, once it was even more defined. I think when we started our band and yours, I think, I don't know if you noticed this, that the labels were even more defined at the time. Now maybe it's different. Maybe fans are more open-minded.
Epic Celtic symphonic metal.
Yeah, I mean, like blackened death folk symphonic metal and all these things. Probably now, you know, it helped. I think that in a way it helped the listeners to choose to pick up a band in a time where you didn't have internet, or in a time where you couldn't listen to everything as we do now. But I think that nowadays things are more bland. This definition is not so defined, and also you can see all the festivals. You see pretty much a death metal band together with a power metal band, or whatever. I mean, so it's The
only time that we felt a little bit that what we are doing here we don't feel at all was like we ended up playing in a festival that it was in Germany, and it was like very old school heavy metal, you know, like New Wave, with everybody with the patches from New Wave, and it was like very on that way. And we were like, okay, I don't think we don't fit here very well. Still we play and people like it, you know, but it was maybe the only way that we felt a little bit weird about that.
It was so extreme on that side, I believe.
Yeah, you know, very old 80s old school festival, you know.
They won't accept anything but
no, at least we play the AC/DC cover that they like it. You know, we play the Long Way to the Top with the bagpipes and everything.
Well, of course.
So
that was easy. Yeah, I know the feeling. But you know, the cool thing is that nowadays, if in the first days of our career it was sometimes difficult to fit, nowadays also with our, you know, with the way we sound right now, as you know, since the Pagan Manifesto album, it's really easier to fit in an extreme festival
Yeah.
or in a melodic festival.
That's something good, because there's bands also. There's many bands that maybe they fit. I see, for example, Primordial.
Yeah.
From Ireland. They can easily play a folk metal festival or a black metal festival.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Even they are not. They don't have like folk elements again, like we were talking, but still,
Yeah. That's. I think that that is something influences. That is happening also in these latest years. I mean, there is less. I think I don't know if you have the same feeling, but I think there is less definition as it was back in the day.
It's still, what happens sometimes. I don't know if that happened to you when ever that maybe there's some festival that they say, oh, this is not very the style of the festival. Like, when you send an application or your manager try to apply for a festival and they say, no, this band wouldn't really fit here.
Well, sometimes maybe in the smaller festivals, it happened,
Or even big, I remember that, for example, there's a festival, Mera Luna, in Germany.
Okay.
They are like more gothic, new wave gothic or things like that, and they say like, oh, it's not very the style of the festival, you know.
Well, in that case, I can understand. Like they're
of course,
big gothic events, so probably. Metal is not that contemplated.
No, still there's the things that, again, what we're talking in Extremo, they have 3 bagpipers, and they play in that festival.
Oh yeah,
but they have that gothic element somehow.
Exactly. They're different. They have that like Subway to Sally, like
exactly, Dance Good and things like that.
They, in a way, they fit more in that occasion, and less maybe in a traditional metal festival. Yeah, exactly. But
I don't know. This is getting really dark here. I don't know if you still can see me.
I've seen that. Yeah, also here.
It's very nice, by the way.
Wow, that's a great place to be. But you're on vacation right now?
Yeah, actually a little trip. Here, there's not much to do.
Oh yeah. Is it cold over there?
Not really. I'm just with a hoodie and t-shirt. Yeah. It's like maybe, I don't know, I will guess between 10 and 15.
Okay. Acceptable.
The other day it was a town near here. It was the full Northern Lights. Very nice. The Aurora Borealis,
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. I think, this is going to stop soon because, Instagram, what it has is that they have a limit to live. So I think we have like 10 minutes or something like that. But I don't know. I think it was a very good chat, mate.
Also for me, man. It was nice to meet you finally.
Looking forward for Russia next year. Hopefully. We really hope so. Yeah, that will be amazing.
Absolutely.
Even the whole festival, the lineup is great.
Yeah, totally.
Today, I don't know if you see, they post a picture. They have a big truck with a banner they made with all the logos that they are going. Apparently, they are going over Russia with that truck.
Oh, really? Oh, no. I have
to
check it
your name is on the roads in Russia.
Okay. I have to check that out. Oh, yeah. We really hope we will be able to do that. I mean, let's hope so.
Yeah. Looks like a good festival, but...
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
okay,
deal.
man. Very nice to have you here. Thank you. Well, looking forward for the future and better times.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much for the chat, and we will see you soon. Okay. Thank you.
Hopefully. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Bye bye.
Good night.